When the internet saw King Harris jail video, the world didn't just pause, it flatlined. One minute, people were scrolling through dance challenges and cat memes, and the next, bam! T.I.'s son was trending for all the wrong reasons. This wasn't your average celebrity oops moment. No wardrobe malfunction. No bad tweet. This was the kind of viral chaos that makes the Kardashians look like a church choir. The footage hit the web like a digital earthquake, grainy, raw, and absolutely chaotic. Within minutes, it had more replays than Drake's Heartbreak playlist. Fans went from "Free King" to "Oh no, he didn't" in under 5 seconds. Some said it looked like a setup, others swore it was karma on camera. Either way, nobody was ready for this, and when T.I. saw that clip, let's just say Atlanta nearly lost power from the rage spike. The man who built an empire on respect and control watched his own son's name turn into meme fuel overnight. Tiny's praying, fans are panicking, and King? He's trending harder than gas prices. But here's the real kicker, this video didn't just leak. It exposed everything. Fame, family, and the ugly truth behind hip-hop royalty. And trust me, you haven't heard half of it yet. It all started on a random Thursday night, when the internet's attention span was supposed to be somewhere between Nicki Minaj's latest clapback and whatever Kanye did this week. But suddenly, a mysterious clip surfaced online, low quality, pixelated, and absolutely unmissable. Within minutes, hashtags like hashtag King Harris jail footage and hashtag tip losing, it started taking over every corner of social media. And this wasn't some blurry fan edit. Nope, this was the real deal. King Harris, the self-proclaimed street-certified son of T.I. and Tiny, caught inside a jail cell looking like he'd just seen his Wi-Fi bill. At first, nobody believed it. People were like, ain't no way that's King, that's gotta be AI. Because, let's be real, in 2025, we trust nothing, not even our own reflection. But when the full clip dropped, showing King pacing in a cell, arguing with another inmate, and looking like he was rethinking every live stream he ever posted, oh, it was over. The internet collectively screamed, it's him. The tattoos, the voice, the attitude, it all matched. Now, rewind a bit. Before this digital disaster, King was riding a strange wave of internet fame. He wasn't just T.I.'s son, he was building his own chaotic brand. Between flexing money on Instagram and arguing with fans who dared to call him privileged, King had basically turned controversy into a side hustle. Every time he went live, something ridiculous happened. One week he was threatening to prove he's from the trenches. The next week he was beefing with commenters like a discount Blueface. It was entertaining, exhausting, and entirely predictable. But the real turning point came when King started saying he was different from his pops. He wanted to prove he wasn't just a celebrity kid, he wanted to prove he was real. You know, street certified. The only problem? You can't earn street cred through Wi-Fi. The internet doesn't hand out gangster licenses. And that's exactly what made this viral jail footage so explosive. Because in those 30-something seconds of leaked chaos, everything King had been trying to prove came crashing down. The clip showed him pacing the cell, voice trembling, arguing with someone off camera. You could hear him yelling, "I'm built for this." But the look in his eyes said something completely different. Fans zoomed in, slowed it down, added captions, made memes. It was forensic social media at its finest. One guy on TikTok even turned it into a dramatic reenactment with subtitles and sound effects. It was funny until it wasn't. T.I., on the other hand, wasn't laughing. Insiders claimed he found out about the video while at a studio session. One call later, he was storming out like a Marvel villain who just realized the multiverse had collapsed. Sources close to the family say he immediately contacted lawyers, demanding answers about how jail surveillance footage could even leak in the first place. Because that's the kicker, this wasn't a fan video or some clout chaser's vlog. This was security footage, which meant someone on the inside sold it. The internet, of course, turned into a circus. Everyone had theories. Some said it was another inmate with connections. Others claimed the facility staff leaked it for a quick bag. A few conspiracy lovers even said the clip was released by someone trying to humiliate the Harris family on purpose. Because when you're famous, even your lowest moments become someone else's content. But what really lit the fuse wasn't just the clip, it was the reaction. Within an hour, celebs, influencers, and hip-hop pages were posting their own takes. DJ Academics dropped 3 posts in a row. The Shade Room turned it into a 5-part story. Even Boosie chimed in saying, "This generation gotta stop trying to prove something they ain't built for." That comment alone had over 100,000 likes, and just like that, King Harris became the internet's latest cautionary tale. One moment, he was the loudest voice in the room. The next, he was the punchline. Twitter users joked, "King Harris went from 'I'm built for this' to 'get me out of here real quick." TikTok creators made skits of people pretending to be T.I. seeing the clip for the first time, phones flying, belts coming off, dramatic church music in the background. It was chaos, comedy, and clout all rolled into one scandal. But beneath all the laughs, there was something darker brewing. Because this wasn't just a random viral video. It was the collapse of an image. For years, T.I. had built his brand on discipline, respect, and legacy. And now, his own son was trending worldwide for the exact opposite. It wasn't just embarrassing, it was symbolic. The prince of Atlanta hip-hop had just been crowned king of bad decisions. Tiny, bless her heart, reportedly tried to hold it together. Friends said she broke down after seeing the footage. She'd always defended her son, always believed he'd grow out of the phase. But this wasn't a phase, it was a full-blown implosion. BROADCST and HD. Meanwhile, King's old clips resurfaced online, him yelling at T.I., saying, "I'm not like you, I'm real." Those moments came back to haunt him like a bad remix. The internet paired those old lines with the new footage, adding dramatic captions like "real meets reality." Every blog post, every reaction, every comment, another nail in the coffin of King's public image. Even fellow rappers began reacting. Some with sympathy, others with sarcasm. One anonymous rapper reportedly said, "Every young dude think he's a boss till them bars close behind him." And that's exactly what people were thinking. This wasn't about King anymore. This was about the culture. About what happens when fame convinces you that consequences don't exist. But here's the thing, King Harris wasn't done. Not by a long shot. Because just when people thought the scandal had peaked, another version of the video surfaced. Longer, clearer, and way more revealing. It didn't just show King arguing, it showed him breaking down. A moment so raw it split the internet in half. The fans were like, "Damn, maybe he's learned something." The critics said, "Nah, he's just embarrassed he got caught." And in the middle of it all, T.I. stayed silent until he didn't. Because what T.I. said next turned this viral mess into a full-blown cultural earthquake. Stay tuned, because when the king speaks, even the internet shuts up. For a second, at least the silence didn't last long. Because when T.I. finally broke his silence, he didn't whisper, he roared. The man hopped on Instagram Live like a disappointed dad who just got a call from the principal and TMZ at the same time. He didn't name names, he didn't hold back, and he definitely didn't sugarcoat it. You could feel the frustration oozing through the screen. He said, "Y'all laughing, but that's my child. My blood. And y'all treating this like it's a meme." Boom. Internet divided instantly. Half the world was like, "Respect to T.I. for standing up for his son." The other half? "Bro, your son made himself a meme." It was a digital civil war. The comment section looked like a battlefield between empathy and entertainment. And that's the thing about this generation, we don't just watch scandals, we interact with them. Within minutes, people clipped T.I.'s live, added dramatic music, slow-motion tears, and captions like, "Fatherhood in the age of Wi-Fi." Others roasted him mercilessly. One viral tweet read, "T.I. dropped 12 albums and couldn't drop King's ego." But here's where it gets crazier. As T.I. was defending King online, a third angle of the jail video leaked. Yep, somebody somewhere was sitting on bonus footage like it was unreleased Drake tracks. And this one was crystal clear, 4K close-up with audio. You could hear King trying to explain himself to an officer. "I ain't no threat," he said, voice shaking. "Y'all acting like I did something." Fans replayed it millions of times, dissecting every syllable like they were studying the Zapruder film. And then it happened. The memes went nuclear. One clip of King yelling, "I ain't no threat," got remixed into a full-blown drill track. Someone else turned it into a gospel choir version. TikTok had people lip-syncing it while their moms yelled at them about chores. It wasn't just trending, it was culture. King Harris had officially become the soundtrack of the internet's mockery. T.I. reportedly lost it after that. Sources close to him claimed he made several phone calls to figure out who was leaking this footage. Rumor says a few lawyers and publicists got some very loud voicemails that night. Tiny allegedly told friends she begged him to calm down. "You can't fight the internet, Tip. It's everywhere. Fight the internet, Tip. It's everywhere." But T.I. wasn't hearing it. This was his legacy, his family being torn apart one repost at a time. Meanwhile, King stayed silent. No Instagram posts. No lives. No cryptic quotes. Nothing. Just digital ghost mode. And that silence drove people insane. Because the internet hates not knowing. So they filled in the blanks themselves. One rumor said he was in isolation. Another claimed he was in counseling. And one wild TikTok theory said T.I. sent him to a private boot camp for famous brats. It was pure chaos, a storm of speculation with no facts in sight, and then out of nowhere, Boosie Badis decided to weigh in. Because of course he did. He went on live, looked straight into the camera, and said, "That boy don't need jail. He need a real OG to talk to him." The comment instantly trended. Fans started spamming Boosie mentorship program under every post. A few even joked that King needed a hip-hop intervention squad, Boosie, 50 Cent, and Uncle Snoop sitting him down in a circle like it's Celebrity Rehab Rap Edition. Speaking of 50 Cent, oh, you already know we couldn't resist. 50 dropped a meme of T.I. and King with the caption, "When you try to go viral and the internet takes you too seriously." It got 2 million likes in a day. Savage. The man's brand is literally built on trolling pain. And he was thriving. At this point, even mainstream news outlets jumped in. Complex, TMZ, and The Shade Room ran full segments on it. Some defended King, saying it was a young man's moment of vulnerability. Others went full tabloid, labeling it the most embarrassing moment in hip-hop parenting. It wasn't just gossip, it was coverage. And that's when fans started bringing up family history. Old interviews resurfaced where T.I. admitted that raising King was a challenge. Clips from their reality show went viral again, King arguing with his parents, saying he didn't fit in. Suddenly, people were rewriting the narrative. This wasn't about one mistake. This was years of pressure, fame, and rebellion boiling over. But not everyone bought it. Hardcore fans weren't letting King off the hook. Comments like, "You wanted to be about that life, now you see what it's really like," flooded social media. Another user wrote, "This is what happens when money meets misplaced pride." Brutal. But the internet's not known for compassion. Tiny finally broke her silence with a short post that said, "We love our son. Please pray for him." It was short, sincere, and heartbreaking. But even that got twisted. Some blogs accused her of enabling King. Others applauded her for staying strong. It didn't matter what she said. The story had already taken on a life of its own. And if you thought it couldn't get any more dramatic, you clearly underestimated the internet. Because late one night, a mysterious Twitter account posted a 10-second snippet claiming it was unreleased jail footage. The clip was dark, muffled, and unclear, but you could hear King say, "Tell my pops I'm good." The tweet exploded. Millions of views. Thousands of comments. Fans called it redemption, while others said it was damage control. Some even claimed it wasn't real. I finally responded the next morning with a single post that said, "Silence don't mean weakness. Lessons are being learned." No caption, no hashtags, just pure father energy. That post alone reignited the debate. Was he proud? Angry? Resigned? Everyone had a theory, and none of them agreed. But underneath all the speculation, one truth was undeniable. King Harris had become more than just a person. He was a phenomenon. His story was the perfect cocktail for the internet. Fame, scandal, family drama, and a dash of humiliation. People couldn't stop watching, even if they wanted to, because that's how viral culture works. The moment something messy happens, empathy evaporates and entertainment takes over. One man's lowest moment becomes another person's content calendar. King wasn't trending because people cared. He was trending because people couldn't look away. And T.I.? He knew that. He'd lived the fame cycle long enough to see it coming. But this time, it wasn't a rap beef or industry rumor. It was his blood. His son. His mirror. And that's the kind of pain no number of followers can soften. But the story doesn't end with a leak or a meme. Oh no, because behind the scenes, the Harris family was gearing up for something even more explosive. What happened next didn't just change the narrative, it flipped it completely. Because when a family this famous gets humiliated, they don't hide. They plot their comeback, and trust me, King's next move shocked everyone. For days, the internet was obsessed. The jail footage had done what no marketing team could ever pull off. It made King Harris the headline of the decade. But as the memes started slowing down and the hashtags began to fade, the real storm started behind closed doors. Because if you know anything about the Harris family, it's this: when their name's in the mud, they don't cry, they clean house. The first clue came when a post quietly appeared on King's official account. No caption, no promo, just a black screen with the words, "Watch what happens next." Blew millions of comments in under an hour. Some thought it meant new music, others thought it was an apology. But insiders knew it was something else entirely. King wasn't done. He was about to flip the script. Then came the interview. Rumor has it, a major streaming platform had been begging for the rights to King's first sit-down ever since the footage dropped. And when it finally aired, the internet tuned in like it was the Super Bowl. King sat there in a clean white tee, no chains, no sunglasses, no entourage, just him and the truth. He didn't dodge questions. He didn't cry for sympathy. He owned it. "I thought I was proving I was tough," he said. "But I just proved I was lost." That line right there hit harder than a diss track. Suddenly, the same people who roasted him were commenting things like, "Real talk, respect for owning it, and he's finally growing up." It was the redemption nobody saw coming. T.I. himself reposted the clip with a caption that read, "Proud of you, son. Growth ain't easy, but it's necessary." Tiny followed with a heart emoji. Just like that, the public narrative started to shift. The Harris family wasn't broken, they were rebuilding. But of course, not everyone bought it. The haters came swinging, saying it was all PR. Some claimed the interview was scripted to clean his image before a new album drop. Others called it a soft rebrand designed to turn humiliation into hustle. And you know what? They might not be wrong, because days later, King dropped a teaser for his upcoming single titled "Lesson Learned." The man literally turned his mugshot into marketing. Genius or shameless? Both, and that's the thing about this entire saga, it was too perfect to make up. A viral fall from grace, a father's heartbreak, a son's redemption, and a music rollout all rolled into one. Hollywood couldn't write it better. The very scandal that nearly ended King's career might have saved it. Still, there was one thing nobody could ignore: T.I.'s silence after that repost. He didn't do interviews, didn't go live, didn't rant again. He was calm, too calm. Word around Atlanta was that T.I. had gone full protective dad mode behind the scenes. Some say he pulled strings to find out exactly who leaked that footage. Others whispered that legal teams were circling like vultures, ready to make an example out of whoever profited from King's pain. Because this wasn't just about embarrassment anymore, it was about control. The Harris family wasn't going to let one viral video rewrite their legacy. T.I.'d spent decades building his empire on respect, discipline, and hustle. And now, his next chapter would be teaching the world what happens when you mess with the Harris name. Meanwhile, King started popping up again, but in ways nobody expected. Instead of flexing or fighting online, he began showing up at community centers, talking to teens about learning the hard way. Clips of him mentoring kids went viral, and fans couldn't believe it. One comment said, "Bro really went from jail footage to motivational speaker in 2 weeks." That's character development. And just when the internet thought they'd seen it all, King and T.I. appeared together on stage at a concert in Atlanta. No drama, no tension. Just father and son side by side, performing a remix of T.I.'s classic "Live Your Life." The crowd went insane. The symbolism? Unreal. The same internet that had clowned King for weeks was now cheering for his comeback. Talk about poetic justice, but if you think the story ends with a perfect bow, think again. Because in true internet fashion, just as the world began forgiving King, a new headline dropped. Another unreleased clip supposedly filmed the same night as the original jail footage surfaced on a shady gossip page. It was shorter, blurrier, and didn't show much, but it was enough to stir the pot. This time, fans didn't react with anger, they reacted with exhaustion. "Let it go," one person commented. "Y'all trying to ruin the kid all over again." Even major influencers started calling out the clout economy that profits off humiliation. Suddenly, the same public that once tore King down was defending him, and that's when it hit. Everyone King Harris had officially beaten the internet. He didn't do it by fighting back or hiding or crying for pity. He did it by surviving the storm and turning the pain into purpose. He became the ultimate 2025 redemption arc, a walking reminder that viral fame can destroy you. But if you play it right, it can also rebuild you. T.I., for once, could breathe. He'd gone from enraged father to proud mentor. Tiny had her family back in one piece, and King? He had what every influencer and rapper dreams of: attention, sympathy, and a story too wild to ignore. Sympathy and a story too wild to ignore. The final scene of this saga isn't King in handcuffs or tears, it's him standing on stage. Microphone in hand saying, "I ain't perfect, but I'm still here." The crowd screams, lights flash, and somewhere deep down, even the haters can't help but respect it. Because let's be real, King Harris went viral for all the wrong reasons, but he turned it into all the right ones. In a world where clout kills faster than bullets, he managed to walk out of the chaos alive, wiser, and trending again. So what did we learn? That fame is a double-edged sword. That the internet will build you up, tear you down, then stream your comeback. And that no matter how bad it gets, there's always another headline waiting, especially when your last name is Harris. But knowing King? He's not done making noise. Because if history has taught us anything, it's that this family doesn't fade quietly. They reload. And trust me, the next time King Harris trends, it won't be for a mugshot, it'll be for a miracle. Stay tuned. Because in this world, redemption stories trend just as hard as scandals. And there it is, the story that had the entire internet in a chokehold. The viral jail video that flipped King Harris' world upside down, made T.I. lose his mind, and turned the Harris legacy into a full-blown reality show you couldn't script if you tried. From leaked footage to public redemption, this saga had everything: drama, downfall, and a comeback that left fans speechless. But now it's your turn to talk, because you already know how this works here at Trend Tattle. Was King Harris exposed or evolved? Was this redemption story real? Or just another masterclass in clout marketing? Drop your thoughts below, go off, don't hold back. Because the messier your opinion, the more we love it. And while you're here, smash that like button like it owes you child support. Hit subscribe like you're breaking a silence clause. And ring that notification bell like you're calling T.I. to come get his son again. Because the drama doesn't rest, it just refreshes every 5 minutes. We drop viral chaos, celebrity scandal breakdowns, and hot takes hotter than Blueface's bad decisions every single day. So stay tapped in, stay messy, and remember, in the world of fame, every leak is just a trailer for the next disaster. Until the next headline hits. This is Trend Tattle, where we don't chase the truth, we expose it with style. Now go ahead, leave your theories, grab your popcorn, and prepare for tomorrow's drama. Because trust me, in Hollywood's group chat, the tea never sleeps.